Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Matt, a photographer based in Northern California, and today we're talking about the recipe behind all of those images you just saw, which were shot on the Ricoh GR IIIx, this wonder of a little camera. And I'm sure I'm gonna do lots of other videos about the Ricoh and street photography with it because it is just a really cool camera and I have a lot of thoughts that I won't package into this video. But today I want to just share that recipe with you and I'll put it up on the screen. You can copy it. I'll talk through a couple aspects of it and I'm happy to answer questions or thoughts about it in the comments that you might have. I did want to first just take a moment and give you some of the impetus for why I developed the recipe and what I'm doing with this in the first place. I'm sharing photos now every day. I'm doing basically like an everyday carry photo vlog, for lack of a better term. And I'm sharing it on Threads and Instagram every day. Threads primarily because I'm just having way more engagement. I'm enjoying the community there. My handle is Matthew Rafeman, at Matthew Rafeman, my name, and it's pretty simple. So follow along there if you're interested in these types of photos and if you want to follow the journey. My goal is to basically get out there with the Ricoh every single day and to capture scenes of my life and to engage in that creativity and to engage the muse of photography as I just capture my life when I can. And what's going on with that is basically I'm a busy guy. I've got a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old kid. I'm 40. I've got a job. I'm a researcher at University of California, Berkeley, go Bears. And I've just got like an entire life outside of photography. And yet photography has been with me for 2 decades in my life. It's a core part of who I am. And I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose that muse. I don't want to lose that muscle and that outlet for creativity. And so for me, finding ways to keep photography in my life on a daily basis is just essential. It's crucial. And so a daily carry, a carry to work and back and all the other aspects of my life is a big part of solving for that challenge. And that's why I got the camera, but that's also what the film simulation is for me, because the film simulation can be something where I can just plug and play. It's a look that I'm going for. I don't need to edit afterwards. When I get home and I put the kids to sleep, I can just look at the JPEGs and I can share a handful that tell the story of what the day was like. And that's it. And it's got the colors and the look and the feel that I'm looking for capturing the world as I see it right now. And I think for me, that's a big part of why the film simulations and the recipes are so exciting and fun to use, because they take a lot of the, albeit sometimes fun aspects of editing out of the picture, and they make it more about the experience of the picture taking, the photography, the composition, the exposure, and more about that experience and a little bit less about content and creating digital media, if that makes sense. So you'll see it's based on the film simulation negative film. I tried this with positive film as well. I think it's a different look, a little less contrasty and a little different saturation profile. So you might try it with positive film and see if that's more to your liking. But really behind this is just a couple tenets. I'm not trying to emulate Leica film. I'm not trying to emulate Fuji here. It's not trying to be like something else. It's just taking a look that I like and creating it within the Ricoh. From a color perspective, there are a couple factors that I think are important. The first is the film simulation. Then I'm boosting the color saturation by 2, and I'm shifting the hues and the white balance. So within the controls, for picture controls, I'm going -1 with the hues, but also you'll note down there at auto white balance, there's a white balance compensation that's pushing it into the green color, and that's creating a little bit more of that greenish blue instead of the like deep royal blue color. So do note that there is a white balance compensation adjustment here built in as well. Then on the contrast level, there are a couple that are going to be factors there, and you can tweak those as you want. High low key adjustment is an effect on contrast. It seems to make it a little bit more punchy. Also, of course, there is the contrast adjustment, the contrast for highlights, and the contrast for shadows. For contrast, we also have the highlight correction and shadow correction. What this is doing is essentially protecting the highlights, but also not bringing up the shadows. So it's maintaining that contrast in the image that I'm going for. And then I don't use noise reduction because I actually think the grain is pretty nice on the Ricoh and it's not really necessary. For shading, I've seen a lot of folks here who aren't necessarily knowledgeable about what shading is. All shading is a vignette. So -1 is creating a little bit of a vignette, -2 is more, -4, the maximum is like a really heavy vignette. And then if you wanted to go the other way, positive shading would be kind of like a negative vignette that is going to be brighter, but it's not quite the same as Lightroom. It's not blowing out those corners when you do positive vignette. It's just bringing them up in more of a gradient, if that makes sense. Well, that's basically it. So if you do use this recipe, please share on Threads and Instagram and tag me in your work. I'm really interested in just seeing how this gets utilized and basically what people produce with the Ricoh. I'm probably going to do a monochrome version of, if not version of this recipe, but a monochrome recipe from my work as well as probably something that's a little bit more vibrant in the color for Ricoh as well, for different types of applications. But right now, this is like my default daily carry recipe, and I'm just loving it. And I hope you enjoy the images I'm getting, and hope this video was helpful for your work. So take care. Don't forget to get outside and take pictures. I mean, really, that is more than just a sign off for me. It's like a credo for me to make sure that I get out there and I use my camera and enjoy the art of photography. So see you next video, and be well.